before we get started, one important thing with division. Order matters with division. If you remember um, the commutative property, right? We could say 4 plus 5 is the same as, is equal to 5 plus 4. We can flip them around. And we can do the same thing with multiplication. 4 times 5 equals 20. 5 times 4 equals 20 as well. So we can do that with addition and multiplication. We cannot do that with subtraction and division. Order matters. 12 divided by 2, right? And we can write it like this if you want. 12 divided by 2, I'm sorry, 12 divided by 2 equals 6, right? But 2 divided by 12, 2 over 12, right? We'll look at that like a fraction, right? If I simplify this, I get 1/6, right? They are not the same thing, right? This is a whole number. This is a little tiny fraction. This is a decimal. So order matters with division. All right, let's try some practice problems. All right, so here are our steps to dividing integers. Okay, first thing we're going to do, let's figure out what the sign is. And it's exactly the same as multiplying integers and rational numbers. Instead, it's just this division. So just like a positive times a negative, a positive divided by a negative is a negative, or the other way around, a negative divided by a positive is negative. So if we have one positive and one negative, it equals negative. If we have two negatives, a negative divided by a negative, that will equal a positive. And then when I'm done that, I just ignore the signs and let's just divide. So first question, negative 15 divided by 5, is that going to be positive or negative? I have one negative and one positive. I have one of each. So my answer is going to be negative. So now all you need to do is do 15 divided by 5. How many times can 5 go into 15? Count by 5s. 5, 10, 15. It's a perfect 3, right? Because we took out 15, so we have no remainder. So my answer is not 3, it's negative 3. All right, let's try the next one. Negative 48 divided by negative 6. What's your answer going to be? I have a negative and a negative. Your answer is going to be positive. A negative divided by a negative equals positive. We don't necessarily need to write it, but I'm going to write it there so I know it's going to be positive. So now all we're going to do is ignore the signs and divide as usual. 48 divided by 6. Okay, so how many times can 6 go into 48? Right, because we know 6 cannot go into 4, so it's kind of like putting a 0 there. So now it's how many times can 6 go into 48? Count by 6s, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, right? That was 8 times. It goes into it 8 times. 8 times 6 is 48, and that's no remainder there. So my answer is a positive 8. All right. Same rules. Positive times a negative. Positive and a negative make a negative. Negative and a negative make a positive. All right, couple more examples I want to go review with you guys just to make sure we're okay. It's what happens when you have fractions and mixed numbers. So in that last slide, our answers were nice whole numbers, but that doesn't always happen. So let's try it out with these guys. Okay, so we got 3 divided by negative 12. First thing we'll do, let's determine our sign. What is the sign of your answer, positive or negative? I have a positive 3 and a negative 12. Positive divided by a negative will be a negative. Okay, it's a negative sign. All right, so now we're going to divide. I'm going to do this one a little bit differently because I notice that my divisor is bigger than my dividend. So the number I'm dividing by is bigger, and usually when that happens, we're probably going to get a fraction or a decimal. So we're going to need to write it a little bit differently. So let's divide. We're going to do 3 divided by 12. I'm going to do it like that. So now you can see it's written like a fraction. So now all I want you guys to do is simplify that fraction, 3/12. Okay. What number can you divide into 3 and 12? Same number. All right. Let me do the shortcut way. Let's find the greatest common factor. The only way I can get 3 is 1 and 3. So 1, I can't really do much with 1, but can I divide 12 by 3? Absolutely, we can. So we'll divide both of them by 3, and then I'll get 1/4. So my answer is -1/4. Okay, -1/4, right? Or if we put this as a decimal, you could say it's -0.25. Okay, if we did 1 divided by 4, will give us 0.25. Try the next one by yourself now. Okay, pause the video, see if you can do it. All right, first question. Is your answer positive or negative? It should be positive, right? I have two negatives, -6, -10, -10, -6. That will make it positive, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write it as a fraction. 10 divided by 6, right? Forget about the signs. 10 divided by 6, okay? Notice there's a couple of things here. Can we simplify? Can we change it to a mixed number? This has a big head. This will definitely be a mixed number. This had a small head, so it's not going to be a big mixed number. So, but first, let's simplify. What number can I divide 10 and 6 by? They are both even. I can pick 2 then. Divide both by 2, and I'll get 5/3. Okay, still has a big head. Right now, we got to change this. We got to divide. Well, okay, how many times can 3 go into 5? Okay, so we write it like it's 5 divided by 3. Okay, 3 goes into 5 one time. Okay, because I go 3 and the next number would be 6. So 6 is too big. 1 times 3 is 3, so that means I have 2 as my remainder. Okay, so my answer to this is 1 and 2/3. That's the remainder. The 2 is the remainder, and I keep the original denominator. So again, it's going to be a positive 1 and 2/3. So that's our answer for this one. Okay, so be careful. So if you notice that, the second number is bigger than the first number, or maybe you end up getting a big head, and maybe you write it like this first, 10/6. Oh, I need to change that. I have a big head, right? Maybe you want to write it as a fraction instead.